We are busy wrapping up chapter 2 of The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. If you're new here, guys, my name is Nicolette and I am busy reading the book The Mountain Is You, and I'm doing reflections on my own life, and I am trying my best to implement what I'm learning, and I am actually taking you guys on a journey with me. So if you are a woman that wants to know why things are happening the way it does in your life, and you're tired of repeating the same cycles over and over again, then this is the right place for you. If you're not following me yet, do so, please. Yeah, as I said, I'm sharing what I'm learning, and also there are some solutions that are also that I'm highlighting. I'm not going in depth. I'm just reading it and explaining it, and as we go along, see how we can implement it, right? So in this part of the book, it's saying how to tell if you are engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors or cycles, right? And I wrote down my thoughts and the things that I could relate to in this particular section. So I said what stand out for me under this section is the fact that one can hardly notice that you are engaging in these kind of behaviors that I mentioned in my previous videos until you get caught up in problematic situations, or if someone maybe points it out to you. The symptoms that I can relate to under this is, for the longest of time, I was more aware of what I don't want than what I do want. So I would think all the time of how things can go wrong, or I was hoping that whatever I'm busy doing doesn't go wrong, and busy strategizing on how to solve the problem in case it happens, in case it goes wrong. So those were my thinking patterns. I was always thinking of how things, whatever I'm going to do, it might go wrong. And if it goes wrong, what is it that I'm going to do in case it does? So if you're loving your life like this, be sure that you will most definitely repeat the same cycles. There's nothing that can hold you while you are loving your life like this, right? And this was about, there was like money problems, like majority of the time, in actual fact, it's mostly about money. All of us, or most of us, let me not generalize, most of us are having financial issues, and we will do the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, I'm talking about me, but I know that I'm also talking to some women, and if this is you, then you know who you are, right? I've been working in the government sector for 20, what is it, 2026 now. I started 2023 years, almost 24 years. And I know exactly, this is why I'm making these videos, and this is specifically why I'm making these videos on my personal page, because I know that many of my ex-colleagues are following me. If we keep doing the same thing over and over again, you keep doing it, and whatever it is that you do, you're always having this negative thing that it might fail. And if it fails, what am I gonna do? Nothing positive can come from that. I'm from there. I am still learning. I am I didn't actually know that there was another way of loving, because growing up, this is how I looked at my mom, at my grandmother. Like the examples in my life has been like that, and there cannot be any other way. Obviously, when you grow up like that, that is patterns that are continuing. That is they call it like a paradigm that built up. It's your beliefs. It's you loving your life according to your beliefs. But what I've learned is that it can change. It can change. It will just take a while, because you have to unlearn some of the things that you've learned over the years. So there's something else that I wrote: putting my head in the sand, like not knowing, like I'm just making an example of, let's say, debt, for instance. You're having a lot of debt. You know you're owing this, you're owing that, you're owing that. You know you're owing it, but you don't know how much you owe. Am I talking to someone today? And you're even scared to go and look how much you owe, because you don't want to face it. You're putting your head in the sand. And it never crossed my mind for a long time to look at other ways to earn more than what I was, or to earn more than what I was earning at that time. Even though I was selling here and there, I was selling whatever. I was selling perfumes, I was selling this, I was selling that. But still, in that time, I was unaware of how to manage my own finances, how to manage myself, how to manage what was happening around me. I was just loving and going with emotions, going with the flow. And another example that I used here is when getting into an argument with whoever, it doesn't matter whether it's my husband, whether it's a friend, whether it's what. If I get into an argument, then I will run away until I forget, rather than talking about it and come up with a solution to solve it. I know I'm talking to a lot of people, yeah. There's so much more that I can mention, but what I'm talking is like real life issues that we are dealing with daily. Looking the other way when you know you're supposed to look this way. Ignoring facts that you're supposed to address. As I said, I'm not making these videos just because. I'm making it because I became aware of how we are making mistakes in our own lives difficult unnecessarily. But the fact is, or the point is, that not all of us are aware that there are other options and that there are other possibilities. You're sitting in a situation that you don't want, but you're not aware that there are other possibilities that you can explore. So I'm not sure if I'm making sense tonight or today. It's still light outside. I'm sitting in my room and the window curtains is open, but I'm not sure if I'm making sense. I hope this message helps someone. If you want us to chat more about it, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you are struggling with something and you don't know how to deal with it. Let's chat. Until we chat again, guys, remember that I love you and that God loves you more. And then till tomorrow.